Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming to this briefing session by Mr. Yoichi Masuzoe, Governor of Tokyo. As you know, last June last year, as part of the Japan revitalization strategy, the government of Japan decided on the establishment of national strategic special zones. Major regulatory reforms will be allowed within the zones to make Japan one of the easiest countries to do business in. With the 2020 Summer Olympic and Paralympic Games as a factor, Tokyo has proposed transforming itself into a global business center that is open to the world. Last April, the city was successfully designated as a national strategic special zone, along with 5 other areas throughout Japan. Today's briefing is in English only. I would like, as always, to ask all of you to turn your cell phones to the silent mode. So, Mr. Masuzoe, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Akasaka. I'm really honored to be invited here. Today, I'd like to speak about our policies for the coming years. 3 months has just passed since I assumed the job of governorship here in Tokyo. As Mr. Akasaka mentioned, last year, the cabinet passed a decision on Japan's growth strategy called Japan Revitalization Strategy. Japan is back. This was the third of Prime Minister Abe's 3 arrows for Japan's economic revitalization. Within this third arrow, the National Strategic Special Zone program has been positioned as a gateway for the implementation of broad regulatory and system reform to revitalize Japanese economy. Legislation for this program was enacted last December for the national and local governments and the private sector to work together in advancing projects that will contribute to Japan's revitalization. Tokyo was, as you know, designated as one of the special zones under the ordinance approved by the cabinet last month. Preparations are now underway to establish a special zone council made up of top central and local government leaders and the private sector, and to formulate a plan for Tokyo's special zone. To advance this initiative, TMG, Tokyo Metropolitan Government, established a task force in March. While incorporating the opinions of the private sector, we complied a proposal to the central government called Tokyo's Special Economic Zone for Global Innovation. This is what I will be speaking about today. I'll speak approximately half an hour, and I'll invite you to ask any questions as you like. I just returned back from Beijing last month, so if you'd like to ask any kind of questions concerning Sino-Japanese relations and so forth. But anyway, first of all, I'd like to explain briefly, our proposal aims to leverage the special economic zone system to make Tokyo a global business city open to the world. Under the 3 themes of, please look at that. The first, building an international business environment. The second, forming a center for healthcare and drug development innovation. The third, creating an international city, bringing its hospitality. We plan to propose with 10 projects, as you see. Now, let me briefly introduce each of these 10 project proposals. First is a proposal to support the quick incorporation of companies. We aim to create an environment that will allow foreign companies to set up business easily and quickly. The World Bank has an index ranking economies by the ease of doing business, Japan ranks far behind that, 120 in the sub-index of starting a business. So we are such a position behind. One of the main reasons for this is that it takes about twice the amount of time to start a business in Japan compared to other advanced countries. To reduce the time needed to establish a company, we intend to establish a one-step support desk for matters concerning incorporation, accept application in English, and simplify procedures for acquiring status of residence, as you see this chart. Through such measures, we plan to shorten the time frame for incorporation to catch up with Singapore and Hong Kong, where it takes only 3 days. Next is a proposal to provide full support to startups. We aim to charm out new business from Tokyo by providing startups with support from company establishment to growth strategy. We will support the activities of foreign students in Japan who are preparing to start up new business by relaxing the conditions necessary for them to change their status of residence. And in order to expand the investment to startup companies, we propose the easing of requirements that must be met by startups to qualify for participation in the annual tax program. With regard to corporate annual tax credit, we are proposing tax system amendments that will make direct investment to startups also subject to tax credit. Moreover, we aim to build an environment where startups can quickly achieve stable revenues so that their products and services will be actively used. We will take measures such as granting them eligibility to participate in public tenders by acknowledging their technologies, product and several features, and positioning them as qualified for other contracts with other public sectors. Next, support for securing global human resources. This is a proposal to build an employment model that is attractive to both foreign companies and talented foreign personnel. First, with regard to employment contacts with highly skilled foreign workers, we will plan to take measures such as application of the special exemption to the rule on converting limited-term employment to open employment, provisions of consultation and advice through establishment of the Employment and Labor Consultation Center, and extending maximum period of stay by high-skilled foreign personnel from the current 5 years to 10 years. Project 4 is the creation of the business district designed to international standards. This proposal aims to change Tokyo's townscapes by creating districts that will improve the business environment for foreign companies. This will be done through flexible implementation of the urban planning schemes, including relaxation of the floor area ratio. Namely, renewal of an entire area will be undertaken by relaxing the floor area ratio for projects undertaken by several private developments to encourage their cooperation in the development of public facilities. You see the Toranomon area. Next year, a new nice building of Toranomon Hills will be open, and we have the special plans everywhere here in Tokyo. This morning, I paid a visit to the area of Nihonbashi, and I see how they are changing all areas. As I mentioned, for instance, in the Toranomon area, development of a new station on the Hibiya line, a bus terminal, underground passageway, and other public facilities will be integrated with renewal of the surrounding area using the strengths of private sector. This is the Toranomon area. Likewise, we will attract private sector-led urban development projects in the Otemachi, Marunouchi, Yurakcho district, and Takeshiba district, the area around Shinagawa station, Roppongi and Toranomon district, and the areas around Shibuya and Shinjuku stations. Our next proposal, number 5, is to form a center for drug development. This will be the first step to making Tokyo the global center for the drug development business. It is said that although wealth of excellent basic research in drug development is conducted in Japan, commercialization of these drugs is hindered by large obstacles and amount of time necessary. We thus propose to build a facilities that will serve as an industry center for the drug development business in Nihonbashi. And in collaboration with the central government, the expertise of professionals will be used to discover and select the seeds of new drugs and support the efficient and quick commercialization. This morning, I just went to the building, which was made by Mitsui Real Estate. And a huge room where you can have the government officials, you can have the professors of all over Japan who are specializing in making new drugs, and of course, private companies, not only Japanese, but also global, I mean foreign companies. This we call Life Science Center, which will be open in October this year. So my target is, now the Center for the Development Drugs in Asia is now in Singapore, and also international money market. Now its center of Asia is now in Singapore. I'll bring these centers drugs for the international, monetary business back to Tokyo before the year 2020. That means the opening of the Olympic Games. Moreover, in order to reduce the time needed for clinical trials, multi-center trials will be conducted by networking hospitals conducting highly advanced treatment. And we will request the central government to exclude the participating hospitals from the regulations on the number of hospitals beds allowed. So the next one is the establishment of a Tokyo version of PMDA, Pharmaceutical and Medical Device Agency. I served as a Minister of Health and Welfare. I know this project, this topics very well. This is a proposal to significantly reduce the amount of the time it takes for generic drugs to be approved by as reimbursable drugs. Currently, the reviews and approval of generic drugs by PMDA of the central government takes from 16 to 22 months. Tokyo already has an organization that conducts such reviews, and if authority can be delegated to this organization, the process could be shortened as little as 6 months. I was the authority of the central government before, so now I know how to cope with this question. This will not only promote the widespread use of generic drugs, but if it could help reduce some of the burdens on the PMDA, central PMDA, it could also speed up the process of drug development as a whole. Next project is the development of reassuring residential environment for foreigners. This proposes that serviced apartment and shared houses be excluded from the stipulation of the Inns and Hotels Act so that they can be used for short-term stay by foreign visitors. This is another regulation. In the government ordinance proposal that the minimum duration of stay at such accommodation must be 7 to 10 days, but considering the average number of days foreign visitors stay in Tokyo, we propose to reduce this to only 4 days. We also propose a relaxation of the structural facility standards to allow provisions of accommodation such as shared houses where kitchens and other facilities are shared. And next project is the so-called creation of Tokyo's own Champs-Élysées, like in Paris. We aim to create urban spaces befitting the international city of Tokyo by relaxing the road occupancy standards. Specifically, we plan to create vibrant spaces at low cost by having areas management organization use the revenues generated by facilities occupying the roads to beautify and manage the roads. Our present proposal is to position these management organizations as public activity organizations that qualify to revive deductive contributions. This will serve as a tax incentive for donors. You can see that. Through such efforts, we will transform Tokyo's roads into attractive spaces by bringing vibrancy to elegant and beautiful townscapes. The first phase of this project is scheduled for the Shinbashi-Toranomon section of Ring Road number 2. As you see the picture, this will transform like this kind of open cafe like Champs-Élysées in Paris. Next is ensuring the pleasant stay for foreigners. This aims to increase convenience for the foreign visitors to Tokyo by removing language barriers and making assistance in English readily available. Based on this perspective, we propose that taxi drivers and others be permitted to conduct guide tours for a fee, although they are not qualified under the Licensed Guide Interpreters Act. These people will, of course, have taken our guide examination or have received language and communication training and are acknowledged to have a certain level of skills in these areas. We also wish to promote the usage of digital signage to roads so that the tourists and other types of information can be provided in multiple languages. In coming months, you can use everywhere in Tokyo Wi-Fi, so it will be very, very convenient for you. Finally, number 10. There is a proposal for providing reassuring healthcare and educational environment for foreigners. This aims to build an international environment for healthcare and education. Notably, by healthcare, we plan to establish facilities and departments for foreigners. These facilities will have foreign medical staff who provide consultations that are not covered by Japanese health insurance system exclusively for foreign patients. To make this possible, we propose that foreign medical staff authorized to practice medicine in the countries be permitted to practice medicine here. We are also requesting that hospital beds provided solely for the use of foreigners be excluded from the regulations on the standard number of hospital beds. Under the same conditions, we also propose that joint stock companies be allowed to establish hospitals to also accommodate medical tourism. So these 10 project proposals of the City of Tokyo. The contents I have just explained are proposals compiled by our task force, and it includes suggestions made by private business during our meetings with them. We intend to leverage National Strategic Special Zone System to make Tokyo a global business city open to the world. I took it on myself to explain Tokyo's proposal to Prime Minister Abe and Chief Cabinet Secretary Mr. Suga, and I think I gained their understanding. We have the regularly consultation between Tokyo Metropolitan Government and the central government. Nothing is more important now than to raise the effectiveness of the special zone system in cooperation with the central government. However, I'm very disappointed to see that some people, including the central government's working group for the special zone program, have made comments against the area to be covered by Tokyo's special zone and our deregulation proposal, which stem from a misunderstanding of the situation. I was really disappointed by these professors who know nothing about the each district and the business rules, how the global economy is managed. You know, first of all, they feel that Tokyo's special zone covers too small of an area, with only 9 of 23 special words included. However, factors such as local consensus building and factors such as local consensus building and the progress of projects underway must be considered to achieve result. You know how big Tokyo is. It's no other big city can compete with Tokyo. I lived a long time in foreign countries. In Paris there is no seashore. We had Izuoshima, Ogasawara, you know, vast, the biggest administration area in Japan is that of Tokyo, not Hokkaido. You see all the zones of Pacific Ocean. And you go to Tama area, you know, I have always with me a special phone in case of emergency. Last 3 months, I got a call twice. The first one is the snow, heavy snow, blocked Tama area, Oktama area. And only the governor has the right to ask the military forces to come to ask to help them. So I asked them to go to help my people in Tama. You know, there are mountains and avalanche and the snows. Anyways, such a big Tokyo. And Toranomon Hills of Silicon, did you see the Toranomon Hills? Big tower. もう一つ前のがあったかな. The last one. This big tower. Do you imagine in Tama area you can make this kind of super building, construct it? It's crazy to think about. We preserve the nature, beautiful nature, and the forest. And in Ogasawara Island, this is such the treasure of the nature of the humankind. Do you think to make this building created here? Only Minato, Toranomon, Roppongi, Shibuya, Shinjuku. It's okay. But Ogasawara and Izuoshima, devastated area by the typhoon. So I said we start by 9 districts. Shibuya, Shinjuku, Minato, Chiyoda, Chuo, these areas. Step by step. And if people of Tama, people of Tachika, people of another area said, well, we'd like to be included this special district, well, okay, you can come. But before coming, do you have the concrete special proposals? For example, now Ikebukuro is excluded now, but people of the Ikebukuro said, we'd like to make this kind of area. Okay, come in. But these professors working for the central government said, well, why not all Tokyo at the same time? You know, I can't understand that. So what is the problem? The problem is a regulation of the Kasumigaseki, central government and the bureaucracy, right? Who is responsible to manage or to deregulate these bad rules? Prime Minister. Prime Minister should do that. And I'm working for the city of Tokyo. I'd like to make Tokyo the best city of the world. Number one is now London. Second is New York. Third is Paris. We are now in the number 4. So in the coming years, maybe in 6 years, the first two will become number 3, 2, 1. London has been behind the New York. But after the Olympic Games, London is now the top of the city, or the city of the world. So after 2020, we'd like to do that. But little by little, step by step. So my aim is to make Tokyo number 1 city of the world. Even if the change of the central government, I don't know, in 4 years, in 6 years, who will be the prime minister? At least I have the mandate of 4 years. I'll work at least these 4 years to make Tokyo the best city of the world. And I will work hard, but in this process, if regulations by the central government becomes a barrier for us, then I will ask the government or lawmakers, change the law. You have to, I was a lawmaker, so I know. You will change this law. This is out of dated. But problem is, I know the Diet and the Senate, upper house. It takes time, in order to change one law, one bill. It takes 3 years, 4 years. So meantime, I cannot wait for a couple of years because 2020 is the target. Well, I'd like to start before the enactment or before the making of new law, so that I'd like to make use of this special zone. Let me give the special exception for Tokyo. I will do that. In waiting for the coming of a new law, that the task of lawmaker in the Diet and the Senate and the government, so that the aim of Prime Minister Abe and the aim of Tokyo Metropolitan Government or myself differs a little bit, if you understand. But we can cooperate with that. Each other. I cooperate with, we are friends. We consult regularly with Mr. Abe and Mr. Suga. But, I'd like to say, shut up for these professors who can't understand the administration, how politics is working. I served as a lawmaker, the minister, and the now governor. If you'd like to change this world, go to the vote and elected by the people. Then you can do that. This is directly speaking what I'd like to say. I hope that you understand my point. And I'll continue a little bit. So I think I can I could explain what I'd like to do. Nothing can be accomplished if they take a high-handed approach in advancing the scheme, as I told you. Our proposed projects are likely to materialize in these 9 wards, because some 9 districts, some initiative by private business and other entities are already underway in this area. This is why we are proposing that special zone system begin with these works. And of course, Tokyo intends to expand the area covered under the special zone program, taking into consideration proposals from the municipalities and private businesses. I met Mitsui real estate companies today, and before I met Mori Building and Sumitomo and Tokyo, every real estate developers, and they have some needs, and I understand their needs. So if it needs to be, I'll change our regulations. So what they have to do is consult first the people living there, the businessmen who are living there, and then they will decide the politics. they cannot write down like that with a pencil what they like to. This is not the way that I'll do. And of course, Tokyo intends to expand the area covered under the special zone program will take into consideration, as I told you. Through such efforts, I should draw the finances, human capital, and the companies of the world to Tokyo and transform Tokyo into a global business city open to the world. Now, you can add another project that now I'm making. This is Make Tokyo International Global Monetary Zone. You have the Wall Street in New York, the city in London. We have Nihonbashi in Tokyo in the coming years. So anyway, this kind of, as I told you, we are currently studying the use of the special zone system to turn up into a global financial center. Japan's 2 lost decades have kept the financial sector from fully utilizing its human resources and expertise. And what we like is the human resources. We have to import many intelligent people from abroad, IT from India, for example, and financial center from Wall Street. We badly need young, talented persons. So we'd like to import all over the world. With help of various deregulations and other initiatives, I wish to build a business environment that allows the financial sector to fully exhibit their capabilities. This will, as I told you, this will turn Tokyo into a global financial center that aligns with Wall Street in New York and the city in London. As a first step, we plan to shortly hold a meeting with the representatives from the financial sector. In coming days, I will do that. These exciting initiatives will help shape the future of Tokyo. I would appreciate if you could let the world know about our efforts, and you can, convey my message to the people of the world and what Governor of Tokyo is thinking about. And in 6 years, the year 2020, if you come, the foreign guests come to Tokyo, the shape of Tokyo will be completely changed. This will be new Tokyo. Railway systems, airports, and the highway systems. And in June, there will be new loop will be created. And today, I just paid a visit to Nihonbashi. Nihonbashi is the starting point of the Edo Tokyo business center. And if you look at the sky, there is not beautiful sky. This is a highway. This is a negative legacy of Tokyo Olympic Games 50 years ago. I remove this. I can't say in how many years, but as soon as possible, the problem is the traffic, how to manage the traffic. But by 2020, it will be new 3 loops, big highway. Then the 60% of the cars, which are now penetrating into the center, will be removed because they don't need to come to, they just pass away. So they will go to another way. So the 60% of traffic will be reduced so that we can manage that. The problem, the cost, enormous, huge cost we need. And of course, Tokyo Olympic Games, we are constructing many sports facilities, but unfortunately enough, it costs more than I expected. Anyway, time is running out, no? So I'll stop my speech here, and thank you very much indeed. I will invite you to ask any questions as you like.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Governor. We would open the floor to questions. First, the questions from the members of the foreign press, but one question at a time, please. Please identify yourself by your name and affiliation. The questions? Yes, gentlemen. There.
Mr. Governor. Sorry. My name is Richard Tusilo from Indonesian journalist. One question is regarding the foreign labor skills. You mentioned here the high skilled foreign workers, but also you need a lot of personnel, of course, to construct, as you mentioned, to prepare the infrastructure for the Olympic 2014. So how do you anticipate for this shortage of this employment? Thank you.
Well, even now we have some training systems, for example, just from abroad, so-called workers for the construction can come to Japan as the trainees, for example, and in the limited period, they can work here. And not only the system of trainees, but with some kind of certificate they can come. And maybe government will prolong the time of stay of these workers. But anyway, we will manage to find out the system to ask them come to work here. If not, as you mentioned, the lack of the workers will be really important problem. Okay? Thank you.
Next question, gentleman there.
Anthony Rowley, Singapore Business Times. Mr. Governor, your very frank comments on relations with the central government prompt me to ask how much power you actually have at present to implement these 10 proposals. I remember that under Mr. Koizumi there was a so-called single or omnibus law passed which supposedly gave power to the special zones, but how much power do you actually have to enact each of these proposals that you're proposing? And if I can just ask very quickly, where, if at all, does the proposal for an integrated casino complex in Tokyo fit into these plans?
Well, these 10 proposals, as you know, I would like to enact as soon as possible. And as far as regulations of TMG, Tokyo Metropolitan Government, are concerned, it's okay, no problem. So for example, number 6, establishment of Tokyo PMD, we can do as soon as possible. So I think there is no problem. But the second part of the question that I cannot really catch.
So two parts of the question. You have 10 proposals.
Yes.
Do you have the power at the present time to propose? And very briefly, does the plan for a casino complex fit into your plans?
Casino.
Yeah. It is a really delicate problem, the IR, so-called IR. But personally speaking, as far as casino is concerned, it is not so easy for me to, admit this, because there are, even during the electoral campaign of the Tokyo governmental elections, there are pros and cons, and many females of Tokyo are against the creation of a casino. They think about the bad influences for the children, and there is an owner of paper company in Shikoku who wasted millions of money, and that was a social scandal. So that I am rather, I don't say reluctant, but of course IR integrates to, the resources by any kind of entertainment, and the so-called MICE, the international conventions and so forth. That's okay, but I prefer to separate the establishment of casino from other facilities, so-called MICE, so that I don't know, maybe one compromise is okay to make casinos, but only for the foreign nationals. That might be one compromise. But as far as I know the public opinion, it is not so easy. Of course, the national government or the Diet maybe will pass very soon this bill concerning IR. But my feeling is like that. So I don't know if I can answer correctly what you want to know.
Nominate this, but just going back to your main proposals, you mentioned number 6 you can do, but can you enact the other proposals under the powers that you have at the present time without approval of the central government? That's my question.
Yeah, without approval of central government, we can do that because this is the under, if you like, under the framework of National Strategic Special Zone, so that the complaints made by the central government is proposal are so limited and not enough. You will make much more proposals. But what I can do for the moment concretely and realistically, that will be these 10 proposals. Maybe, and the number 11 is International Financial Center. So little by little, if new good ideas comes, then we'll make some changes at the another proposals. Okay.
Next question, the lady there.
Hello, Mr. Governor. Tamsin Booth from The Economist. I also wanted to come back to these ignorant professors, if I may. I think what they said was that the proposals from Tokyo were wholly inadequate. I think that's probably a fairly good translation. And I think that, in particular, it wasn't about building, building skyscrapers in beautiful areas of the city. I think it was about labour regulations.
Yes, that's right.
And it was about the apparent reluctance of Tokyo to extend the relaxation and clarification of labour rules to Japanese companies, not just to foreign ones. So the definition of global companies. Sorry to be slightly technical, but can you tell us whether you've already given ground on this issue, whether you're going to give ground? I mean, it's difficult for you because you, of course, received the backing of labour unions during your run for governor. It seems to me that you're in a difficult spot. And sorry, can I just say that I heard that even the government itself, not just the professors, even considered withdrawing Tokyo's designation as a special economic zone because they're very determined to drill through the bedrock regulations.
Thank you very much. You are correct to, duplicate what they say. But, first of all, I served as Minister of Health, Welfare, and the labor. I know the national regulations and Constitution, Article 27 concerning the labor, and international treaties concerning labor. And it is nothing to do with that I was supported by Dengo, big labor union. For example, if you are a businessman, you're working here, what you need, if you are the entrepreneur to create a new government, enterprises, a company here in Tokyo, what do you want to? As I said, well, you can do every day, every papers in English. It's very good. But they ask me, to ask the Philippine girls to come to Tokyo to work in the household of the not only foreign CEO, but Japanese CEO. I say, it's ridiculous. For example, my wife is working, so I have a Japanese lady who come to regularly to my house and, working very hard, the house cleaning, everything. The cost that I have to pay for her is, let me say, 20% more than the Philippine lady. So she can speak Japanese, Filipino cannot speak Japanese, and I have kids. Kids cannot English so well, so that for them it's much better to have the Japanese, the girl who work with them. So why you have to introduce the Philippine girls to come to Tokyo? Or is the presence of Philippine girls, you can come to Japan? It's what I say is, well, we have to make the Tokyo such an, the convenient city and pleasant city, and if you come to Tokyo, you can make money. That's all. If you can make money without the Philippine guys or not, you can come. You will come to make money here. So what the government, central government should do is just create these environment and the regulations, and as far as labor and the employment is concerned, I think the central governments are making mistakes. For example, the executive exemption, right? You must know executive, what do you say, executive exemption. White collar, the white collar executive exemption is one of the proposals that they are doing. That means you earn more than 10 million yen per year, even if you work very hard until midnight, you're not to be paid. This is new proposal. That's very good for the company owner, but for the workers, is it good or not? So it depends. So I don't see this system will activate, revitalize Japanese economy. So it depends on which standpoint you belong to. Owners of the company or a huge amount of workers, you have to think about the conditions of working conditions of for those salaried men, the workers. If not, you cannot achieve the big goal of economic vitalization. You have to pay attention to the welfare of workers. If Japanese workers don't work enough and correctly, you cannot revitalize Japanese economy. This is my point. So I said, I don't need to listen to your opinion to these professors. So please understand that. Okay?
Next question. The governor may have to leave at around 2:30 in just about 10 minutes, so we might be able to enjoy 2 or 3 more questions. Gentleman here.
So please.
Régis Arnaud, Le Figaro. Governor, I think you come back from Beijing, so you saw that the stadium is sitting there idle, really with no use now. And there are a lot of critics about the new project of stadium. We know that most of the experts never went to Tokyo who decided of the design. We know it's a very big project, and for many architects it's unsustainable. What is your view on this project, and if you felt it was too much for the city, would you stop it or cut it down? Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to say is I pay a visit to the site, or to the area, to the facilities. Then I will decide. I'm not yet sold the new stadium, and I am now starting the consultations. But please do not forget the condition by the IOC to Tokyo is you have to have the national stadium which can contain 80,000 people, spectator. Sinon, If not, sorry. If not, you know, you cannot pass the condition posed by the IOC. Then, you know, of course, the cost of construction will be increased. But anyway, I have the time, so very soon I'll pay a visit to this site, and also Meiji Shrine is included. You know, Meiji Shrine, past site of this area is owned by the Meiji Shrine, so I have to ask them also. And the decision-making process should be open, democratic. You know, to pay 500億円っていくらになるんだと 500,000 million 500
million.
500 million and by the Tokyo government, you know, Tokyo Metropolitan government to the central government has not yet decided. So we have not yet started the open deliberations and the consultations. So please just wait for that, and I'll decide in 1 year maybe.
Next question, the lady there.
Thank you. Elaine Kurtenbach, Associated Press. Just looking into the concept of the SEZs, it seems to me what you're implying is that basically you can't change much of anything in Japan without creating special rules in particular locations. You know, in most countries, SEZs are set up as experiments in market economics because the countries are moving from one kind of economy to another. So why is it that Japan is in this position, and what are the prospects for overall revitalization considering this stalemate that exists?
Well, it's a very, very difficult question, how to, you know, escape from this kind of stalemate. You know, as I told you, special zone or special district is sometimes used as an excuse for the central government to do nothing. So this is the point that I'm making. You know, so we will do that. You know, special zone or special district is, for me, one of the many tools to make Tokyo the #1 city in Tokyo. If this tool is good, I'll use that. Or if it is out of dated, I don't use that. That's all. So that's, you know, you are right to say the market mechanism is one of the best way to, you know, change this country. But who make obstacles to this kind of mechanism? This is a regulation by the bureaucracy of Kasumigaseki. So that without resorting to the special zone, the central government should do by themselves to deregulate and make the you know, private sectors as they want to work. So this is the best way that I'd like to, you know, answer you. Okay.
Next question.
You say something?
Joel?
En français? No. Yes, please.
Bonjour. Joël Lejean, RTL France. A pleasure to see you, Governor. You have often mentioned in your discussions before that you want to take care not only of the businessmen here, but also of the old generation in Tokyo.
Yes.
And you have some plan, I suppose, still going on. It's still difficult for the old people in this city to get
Yes.
house cares, and I think it's in thousands and thousands of cases, which is sometimes difficult. I think there are even people who disappear. We don't even know where they are, old people. So wouldn't you see any oppositions between your desire to build this kind of new plan of, you know, to attract business in international society, and at the same time maybe having to reduce your ambitions about caring about your own old people here?
You know, for example, on Wednesday I'll go to Tama area, so-called Tama New Town, and the younger generation don't live there, and all the, you know, aged persons are living there, and the building is so shabby, there is no elevator at all. So I'll renew, or I'll make new buildings. Now it's 4 stores, now 10 or 20 stores. Then we can have much spaces. So the first and the second floor, shopping mall, not only shopping mall, but nursing facilities or kindergarten, etc. So that at the same time, we can answer the needs of the kindergarten or the child care system, and also the care system or the persons. And the so what I explained today is global economic incentives. So that, as you said, is the social welfare. I think that this sector is also very, very important, and I will step by step advance the policies for all the persons also. Okay.
We may be able to entertain the last question. Yes, gentlemen. This will be the last question, I'm afraid.
Or you have some question? No? So
my name is Inamura from
Very quick.
Dairy Kasumi. I'm asking a question as a correspondent of Grammar International, Cuba. Now, many things increasing Tokyo, global, but I cannot find out any problem about airport. Now, Tokyo Haneda Airport is available to use at night time and early night and midnight, early morning. Still many flights possible to arrive and depart. So you have any idea to plan to this airport problem, to this problem?
Yes.
Can I have your question too? And then I will ask the governor to respond.
My name is Yoichi Masuzoe. I'm from Bloomberg News. And there are a couple of questions on labor matters. But specifically, I want to ask about the foreign housekeepers. The Japanese government is now planning to accept the foreign housekeepers in special national and strategic zones. Is there any possibility of acceptance in Tokyo? And then if they are not, please tell us the reasons for that.
Well, as for the second question, I already explained, but I don't think the foreign housekeepers will help Japan or Tokyo to revitalize our economy. The more important tasks are there. So this is, maybe we can accept the foreign housekeepers, as I told you, from Philippines, from any countries, but now Japanese housekeepers are there, and the coming of a low cost of foreign housekeepers will decrease the salary of Japanese housekeepers. Is it good for the Japanese ladies or not? So there are many, many complicated problems. The foreign housekeeper can help all the problems. There is, no work for the political leader. And as for the airports, Haneda is not enough. Narita is not enough. The two airports, the current capacity of two airports are not enough for the coming 20 million people, and not like European continent, always directly by the airplane. In Europe, cars, railways, TGV, and you have another transportation. But for our case, airports. So we have to, extend the capacity of not only Narita but also Haneda, and also from the airport to the center of Tokyo, it is not so convenient. So we will make new lines if possible, and the shuttle, some kind of shuttle services between two airports and so forth. And I'm consulting the governor of Chiba, Mr. Morita, about this matter. But anyway, you are correct to say that improving the airport facilities are vital for us to, make our Olympic Games successful. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. We would like to close the session, hoping that Mr. Masuzoe will be able to come back to us again soon.
Thank you very much indeed. ありがとうございました。Merci beaucoup.